Now to some breaking news tonight. At least 14 people have been killed and many more injured after thousands of people took to the streets of Nepal's capital to protest against the government's social media crackdown. Riot police fired tear gas and used rubber bullets to disperse the crowds. The protesters also attempted to storm the parliament building in Kathmandu by breaking through barricades. The violence comes after Nepal's government blocked access to several social media platforms, including Facebook, for failing to register with authorities as part of a crackdown on misuse. Well, ABC South Asia correspondent Meghna Bali joins us now. Meghna, tell us what is the latest in Kathmandu?
Yeah, hi. Look, this is a sort of breaking news situation and details are starting to trickle in. But look, what we do know is 14 people, mostly we think protesters, have died. You would have seen images on social media, drone shots of just thousands and thousands of people, not just in Kathmandu, but in other parts of Nepal as well, including tourist hub Pokhara, who have taken to the streets in protest of not just this social media ban of 26 apps, including Facebook and Instagram, but also against alleged government corruption. And, what you've seen there is that these protests did turn violent. What started off as, sort of these hundreds and then thousands of school kids, Gen Z, what's being dubbed as a Gen Z protest, school kids in school uniforms, suddenly swelling into the thousands. And they've tried to smash through they actually have smashed through the glass entrance of Parliament. They've gone into the Parliament premises and tried to sort of storm inside before being dispersed by police and then the army later on. And what we know is, there was tear gas, water cannons, rubber bullets and live ammunition which has been fired. Now, we don't know the exact reason these 14 people have died, but, we know that they have unfortunately passed away and hundreds have been injured. Like I said, that the army has been deployed, and since then there is calm on the streets. There are only a few people around right now, so that is being adhered to. But, what we know is that the Prime Minister has convened a security committee to deal with this situation.
And Meghna, do we know or have more details about what led up to this protest that turned violent?
Yeah, look, details are again starting to trickle in. What we do know is that last week the Nepal government made moves to ban 26 apps which hadn't been registered with their Ministry of Information. These sort of, like I said, include Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and there does seem to be sort of a large discontent around that. But it does seem to be that this is larger than just the ban on social media. Videos on social media we've seen of protesters have been talking about, alleged government corruption and just being sick of it. We've seen movements like this in the past over these last few years in Sri Lanka and in, Bangladesh in this last year. And, what seems to start off as something that, may seem trivial, does sort of escalate and snowball into a larger discontent with the government. What we did see was the government was saying, we want to crack down on these apps because of hate speech and fake news proliferating on these apps. But, people are seeing this, young people especially are seeing this as, an overreach of the government, a sort of attack on their free speech. And what we also know is in these last few months, there have been videos that have been going viral of politicians' children enjoying lavish lifestyle, which seems to have not gone down in a country where the per capita income is some $1,400 a year. So this is starting to emerge as a picture as to why people are so angry at this social media ban.
Meghna Bali talking about the protests in Nepal that have turned deadly. Thank you.